What to do after getting your real estate license. Becoming a new real estate agent is a really exciting adventure. However, a lot of agents start to lose that passion very quickly when they get lost and they're overwhelmed and they don't know what to do, where to start, where to go. And what I want to do is give you 6 simple things that you can do in your first 30 days as a new real estate agent in order to build momentum and set up the right foundation. A couple of these are going to be obvious, which is the first 2, but a little bit of a quirk. The next 3 are going to be extremely foundational, and the last one is actually going to be probably what I find to be the biggest mistake and one of the main reasons why so many new agents fail. So if you don't want to be one of those agents, then stay tuned to the end of this video. And without further ado, let's show you how to crush it as a brand new licensed real estate agent. What's up, guys? My name is Mike Sherrod with eXp Realty, and I'm really excited to bring this topic to you to make sure that you get started on the right path. I want to make sure that you've got a proven blueprint, a fast track to success in order to set up a foundation that's going to allow you to become a very strong, even top producing brand new agent in your first year, similar to the many agents that have decided to partner with me, some of which have done up to 87 deals in their first year as a brand new real estate agent without having to prospect or spend any money on ads. So that's one of the beauties of what we've been able to create with the Wolfpack. And if you want to know more information about that, just check out the link in the description. But let's dive into these 6 specific things you can do now to make sure in 30 days from now, you've got massive momentum. Number 1 is selecting the right brokerage. A lot of people don't quite realize the importance of selecting a right brokerage and how much of a massive difference it can make based on the brokerage that you choose, based on training, support, growth opportunities, the amount of money that you make when you start to build momentum. This is a very important decision. And what I'll do is in the pinned comment, I'll actually link a separate video where I break down every single thing you need to do, all of the criteria you need to consider when selecting the right brokerage so that you don't fall victim to what I did, which is selecting a brokerage with no support, high fees, and not modern training, which is, unfortunately what happens with most traditional franchise brick and mortar brokerages. But selecting the right support system is going to give you a foundation that you can build off to make sure that you've got the greatest chance of success by having the right tools in your arsenal to actually leverage for things like personal branding, lead generation, social media, video marketing, traditional prospecting, and all of the different assets that you need, which is why I actually make sure that all the new agents in our group have exactly that. Number 2, which kind of goes along with choosing a brokerage, which is deciding whether or not you want to be a solo agent or a team agent, an agent on a team. Now, there's pros and cons of both, and I've actually got a video that breaks down this as well. I decided to be a solo agent because I could bet on myself, and I knew that I had the work ethic and the drive and the passion to make sure that I'm going to go build my own brand. I don't want to build somebody else's brand. I don't want to give them 50% of commission, and I also don't want to be an employee, because if you think about it, most people get into real estate because they want to be their own boss. Well, if you're just showing up and servicing leads that are given to you, that basically makes you an employee, because at the end of the day, you're just servicing and doing the job that people are giving to you, almost like tasks that somebody at a corporate job would be giving to you. And what happens when those leads go away? You don't even know how to keep your business going. So that's why I wanted to build my own brand, get my own recognition, learn the skill sets to actually build my own business my way. So it didn't matter what happened to my brokerage or the market or anything else like that, I would be able to succeed. Now, that's also one of the reasons why I chose eXp Realty and why so many new agents are joining our group, because we actually give you the best of both worlds, where you can build your own brand, keep the majority of your commission, not have to give up any additional split for being in the group, but also have all of the tools, trainings, resources, support, coaching, and mentorship, probably more so than you would even get if you were at a traditional 50-50 split team. So this model allows you to do really cool things if you've got it structured properly. And this is why we've also got a record-breaking group, because again, people are seeing the massive success rate of new agents that we have and the really cool systems we've built out to put new agents on a super quick growth path in order to give them massive momentum and help make sure that they close their first deals within the first couple of months. Number 3 is creating SMART goals and then reverse engineering it into a daily schedule. One of the main reasons why new real estate agents or any real estate agent fails is because, again, they're still in this employee mindset where they're not resourceful, they're not self-accountable, And unfortunately in real estate, if you don't do the things that you need to do, there's no immediate repercussions. If you don't do what you're supposed to do at a 9-to-5 job, you've got a boss breathing down your neck, yelling at you, threatening you, whatever your situation is. But in real estate, it's actually a delayed repercussion, because what happens is if you don't do the things you're supposed to do, then nothing happens. But months down the road, after not doing what you're supposed to be doing, you end up realizing that you're broke with no deals. Now you have to fail out of the industry like 87% of agents actually do. So let's talk about SMART goals. You want to have goals that are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. And a lot of people don't do this. And this is why, again, I recommend people operating on a 12-week year, not a 12-month year. Because 12 months, saying you want to do 24 deals in your first year, that is so far out that you have no control over that. But if you start to operate in quarters, then this is going to give you a long enough window in order to get things done, but a short enough amount of time in order to put a bit of pressure on yourself, but also track it and make sure that it's measurable. Because a lot of new agents say, I want to do 24 deals in their first year. 6 months passed and they've done 6 deals. And then now they've got to make up like 18 more deals within the last 6 months, which is usually not that realistic. It does happen, but not often. So you really want to make sure that you've got SMART goals. We do a lot of this training within my group, talking about goal setting and making sure that they're actually achievable and that you've actually got a proven blueprint to achieve them. And then what you want to do once you have your SMART goals is to reverse engineer into a daily schedule, focusing on the income producing activities. A lot of new agents fall victim to just getting caught up in the things they want to do, not the things that they have to do. They're playing around designing silly things on Canva when they should be prospecting. They're out there meeting with mortgage brokers and other people that literally are never going to give them a deal for the rest of their life, instead of recording video content and actually putting content out on their YouTube channel. So a lot of agents really struggle with focusing on income producing activities. And if you want, I've actually got a full video that's actually one of the #1 videos on YouTube about how to create a schedule for realtors that is focused on what is proven to actually help you scale. If you want that, again, I'll link it in the pinned comment. But it's really important that you've got a daily schedule with daily activities that are actually going to lead you towards those goals, which unfortunately, I'm sorry to tell you if you didn't realize this, is usually going to be the activities that are not the most fun to do in the beginning. Once you build momentum, you'll be able to focus on the things that you really enjoy to do. But in the beginning, in your first 30 days, you've unfortunately got to be in the trenches and on the battlefield every day doing the income producing activities to build your sphere, build momentum, and start to work towards getting those first clients. That leads to number 4, choosing a method of prospecting. Listen, a lot of agents reach out to me because, again, I speak on stage around North America about social media. That's what my channel is primarily about. And a lot of people know me for social media strategies for realtors. However, I am not against traditional prospecting. I actually recommend new agents do some form of traditional prospecting, whether it be door knocking or cold calling, because my perspective as a new agent is you should do anything humanly possible so that by the end of the first year, you can look back and say there's not one more thing you could have done in order to build momentum. Because what a lot of agents do is they just do what they want to do, then they don't hit their goals, then I ask them what they actually did, and they didn't do like 80% of what they could have tried in order to get business. So my recommendation is to choose one method of traditional prospecting and pair that with what I'm going to talk about next. So door knocking or cold calling, if you want my door knocking scripts, which I crushed it with as a new agent, drop a comment below and I'll make sure I give those to you. But it is really important to have something that is a proactive form of lead generation in order to make sure that you can control the amount of conversations and people you get in front of every day. Number 5 is setting up all pillar social media platforms and then making announcements on them. It's really important for people to know what you're actually doing, but also give context to it. A lot of people make their assumptions about why people get into real estate, but there's a lot of people that get into it because of passion, because of interest, because of, history, because of whatever your situation is. And you want to give context to people as to why you got into the industry. And this is going to be a really great way to stir up initial conversations, which in most cases actually leads to one of your first clients. So setting up things like your Facebook business page, your Instagram profile, switching it to a business profile, setting up your TikTok, launching your YouTube channel, re-optimizing your LinkedIn profile to adjust your experience and where you're working now. All of these things are very important so that you've got the foundation set up as a realtor. So now as you start to follow different strategies like the many that are featured on my channel or my free social media training, if you want to drop a comment below, and this is going to allow you to start to work towards building your personal brand and generating leads. The two focal points, and really the only two things that matter in real estate, which again is going to lead into the last thing we're going to talk about. But setting up those profiles in the first 30 days is exceptionally important so you can start to become active and start to attract clients. And lastly, number 6, the one that most people aren't going to be expecting, is focus on conversations. There's so many people that are on like the IV drip feed of leads. They want more leads. They need more leads. It's all about leads, leads, leads. I'm here to tell you, and I don't care what anybody else says, leads don't mean anything. Conversations are what actually matters. If I give you 1 million leads and none of them turn into a conversation, you've got no business. If I give you 10 leads and 3 turn into a conversation, you're going to be doing pretty well as a real estate agent. So what people need to understand is the name of the game is not leads. The name of the game is how many conversations can you have? And this goes back to prospecting. A lot of real estate coaches out there and programs out there all tell you have 200 calls a day, knock 300 doors a day, whatever they give you. Well, the problem with that is that new agents are going out there focusing on volume, not quality. So they're hitting their metric of 200 calls per day, but they had like 2 conversations and got no contact information. My focus and what yours should be is when you're prospecting, your goal should be not to get off that phone or leave that doorstep until you've exhausted every possible angle to handle objections in order to get that person's contact information. And when you go in with the priority of getting contact information versus what most do, the priority of pleasing some online coach, telling them to get this many conversations, which is useless, you're going to see a massive increase in your business as a brand new agent. Conversations are what matters, not leads, and you're going to turn conversations into clients, which will then make sure that you get paid quicker. So if you have any other questions about getting started in your first 30 days as a newly licensed real estate agent, or if you have any questions about partnering with us and joining the many brand new agents that are absolutely crushing it and dominating their market, feel free to reach out and I'm always here to have a call with you. So thanks so much for tuning in. As always, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.